Welcome to the WTH Show. What do we have on the docket for today? 3 different articles from Tales from the Server on Reddit. And the first one is Beth starts yelling at me about our pet feed. It's a good one. Dan and I have had that. Been faced with pet fees in the past at hotels. The other one is guest insulted front desk to impress his partner. We're going to have 2 different opinions on this one. And then she's going to sue. Like lawsuit. All right. So there we go. 3 articles, quick evening. So go ahead and roll the intro, Melanie.
All right. Let's do this. Welcome to the WTH Show. What's that mean? What the hell? We share customer experiences gone wrong and the few that got it right. We are a place to vent, get advice, and help if we feel we can make a positive impact. Know that you are not alone. If you or someone you know had a problem with a business and want to be on the show, please go to WTHshow.com. Then click on Start Here.
So the highlight of this is Beth is a boomer. She goes to check into the hotel and she signs pet policy form. And I've had this. And that pet policy says it's going to cost you $25. She signs it. They go to the next step, and it's the registration card. And then she sees the pet fee on there. She just got done signing a document that said pet fees. The next piece of it was she starts to go off on the front desk person about this pet fee. And then the front desk person's like, just sign a document for it. And she said, I wasn't aware that this was going to happen. And he goes, did you sign up on our the company website? And she responded, yes, I did. And he said, clearly states right next to the book now button that there is a pet policy. And I'm going to make an assumption because it's all caps. In the article, it says, she said to the front desk person, I know that. Well, she's obviously aware of it from the website. She's aware that when she signed that document, it was coming in. And now she has a complaint about it. They have some dealings back and forth, and now she's yelling at the person, again, employee again, about now stealing $25 from. Sorry, this sniffs out a little bit Karen behavior. But anyways, moving on. And they talk about what's on the website. And then they do get into that there is a cost to when a pet goes into a hotel room, how there's dander and certain things that pets can tear up and whether it's worth $25 or not. I don't know that we need to get into all that detail. So I'm going to leave it at that for Dan. What's your opinion? And then we'll just discuss it. Go ahead, Dan.
My opinion, the person just flat out. The fact of the matter is, $25 is nothing. And I don't know of a hotel chain that's not going to charge you that. It's not just the cleanup. They need special solutions to do the cleanup. Because what happens if the next person coming to that room is allergic to dogs? That dander is a problem. And not everyone is great about taking care of picking up after their animals if they are not in their own place. There are some people that can be very flippant about it. $25 is nothing. There are some chains that you would just sign that immediately if it's only $25. There are some exorbitant pet fees. $25 is nothing. What was even more laughable with the article, if the front desk person was telling the truth and stating the way it really happened, it sounds like he just kept breaking down further and further where she was so far off the rails. Right down to the fact that he pointed out that when she clicked the book now button, it is immediately under. Her entire argument that she was trying to fall back on was, right, but when I clicked book now and then I got to go to the final reservation page, it wasn't there. Because it's right over the book now button. She has no leg to stand on. She's just feeling entitled. She's just being a bitch over $25. Come on.
And I think he alludes to that this is just one of those things that if you complain in so much that they're just going to take the easy street and get rid of the charge.
Mm-hmm. That's
I think
exactly what it
that's
felt like she was doing.
and then down in the comments, sometimes I get lost in the comments. Lost meaning I'm getting too deep and reading way too much because then
Yeah.
I get emotionally involved, to be honest with you. And to your point, and this is my point as well, for $25 as a customer, move on. I've paid for Zeus and Foxy at the time, well, last winter. I think we had to pay like $175. And then in the comments here, somebody from another hotel, they charge $25 per night per dog. So if it was 3 nights, it would be $225. And this lady's complaining over $25.
Exactly.
I had one other one. Anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. Everybody wants us to be short. You know why? Because it's draft night. We got to keep a balanced lifestyle here, folks.
Yeah, boy.
All right, buddy. Over to you, Dan. Guest insulted front desk to impress his partner.
I love this one. As the article goes, we have older gentleman, doesn't get to say elderly, but older, who's supposedly extremely polite when they checked in. Fast forward to later in the evening, and their girl has shown up, and it sounds like they're coming back from maybe she's much younger. Somehow his key card got deactivated. Most people that stay in these hotels know if you put it in your wallet, which you did, at times being near other cards will deactivate those cards. It's possible. Normally they fix your rate up. Everyone has stayed at hotels enough knows that 1 out of every 5 times you're going to have one of those cards go tits up. It's going to happen. Instead of being nice and go to the front desk and ask them to help him out, he went off, basically calling the front desk people incompetent, even though they're trying to break down. Understand, you had it in your wallet. Happens at times. Just let us fix it. No, they're fucking incompetent, and they started stomping around just saying that even when they were trying to correct the issue. And today, this is really the guy's fault. It happens all the time. If the guy could puff up his chest, maybe he was showing off to his young girlfriend, who knows, but it doesn't help the situation. Be nice to the front desk staff. They're probably not making great money, and calling them incompetent because you did something you shouldn't do certainly doesn't help the situation. The incompetence here is your own stupidity and putting that card in your wallet where it's really not supposed to be. Teddy?
No, agreed. And if you start cussing at an employee of a company that's already in the service industry, or in this case, hospitality, they have many rights and they've been schooled on how to handle these situations. If this is absolutely true, this individual just said, "You're fucking incompetent." This is where it all stops. And there's some really good points below in this article. Some good techniques. If you cannot treat me with the same respect that I give you, we'll eject you from this property immediately. And hopefully that's how this got mitigated ultimately.
I heard somebody doing that. If you're being that rough on the staff, get rid of them. They're simply not worth the trouble.
Yeah, so I think we're all on the same page here. It's just when you get that way, you're out. And I would totally, if I was standing there, I might have something to say to this individual. Any other final thoughts there before we roll to the next article?
To me, this one's pretty open and shut. You don't treat people that way. If you treat them that way, I hope you get ejected from the property of whatever establishment you're in.
All right, moving to the next one. Titled on Reddit, Tales from the Front Desk. She's going to sue. That's a lawsuit. That's not a name. All right, I've seen this before. Man, this has got the overall tone of Karen's. I need to take a step back. At the WTH Show, we consider Karen's genderless. And you can see how we went from a female Karen on the first article, a male Karen on the second one. Now we're back to a female Karen. Anyway.
It's all sense of entitlement.
Yeah. So this one, hopefully I'll get through it fairly quick. Don't know who the lady was. But anyways, you can see that she checks in. She's a second-tier member at this hotel chain. And what happened was it was overbooked. And there was a term in here I've never heard of. Dan or I haven't heard of it. And it's called walking a customer. Or they said, a guest, my bad. We ended up having to walk a guest. The way I took it from this article is that means they overbooked. They essentially got to walk them over to another hotel in so many words, and that's it. Well, this woman was nice and understood, but when she got to the second hotel, she lost her shit. Like, she walked in and there were people waiting to check in, and she was second or third in line, and she started huffing and puffing and then raising her voice. 2 people, 3 people back at the front desk about how she needs to be a priority, etc. This escalated. By the time she got to checking in, she decided that it was time to go over these people's head and raise her voice and then go off on the supervisor. Later, they called the cops. She decided to raise her voice with the cops. All of that got her nothing. She would have had a free room because it was overbooked, went to another hotel. That second hotel was going to be free room, paid for by the first. They kicked her out. Now she's got to go pay for her own room, and she's got to go find a room. By the way, this sounds like it's like Southern California, and everything in the valley is basically sold out. So, I mean, this just spirals for this lady. This lady decided it's okay for the last couple of days to keep contacting the hotel management twice a day and complaining, and then when they get on the phone, telling them that they were going to sue, or she's going to sue them over and over. You're getting nowhere. If you're going to do it, just sue them and shut up.
Right.
All right. Dan, you go ahead and I'll chime in too.
So I will admit this one starts off in an interesting place for me. Because I do not know how I would feel if I get to a hotel that I had booked to find out that they had overbooked. I'm the one that has to leave it. Even though they're supplying me supposedly a better hotel. That still does change your plans a little bit. Maybe there was a specific reason why you booked that hotel. But the last thing I could ever imagine doing would be to make a scene about it. They're making good on it and putting you in another place. There's not much you can do about it. It's kind of like if an airline's overbooks, you get screwed. You may have bought that ticket, but if they're going to make good on it, I guess there's not much you can do. There's kicking and screaming and shouting at the damn front desk is not going to help. And I certainly know that if it gets escalated to the point that the cops are involved, now you've gone to another level that could really come back to haunt you. Just take your lumps and deal with it.
Could you imagine end up in a criminal situation
over a damn hotel room that the fact of the matter is they were taking care of it for you, and they, per the article, they got her into a better place. And again, there is a part of me that says, well, right, but you may have booked that hotel for a reason. Maybe you had plans to meet some friends at the restaurant immediately next door and planned to have beverage with them, and now all of a sudden you've got a problem. I get it. I get that there can be an impact. It isn't so simple of just, we'll find another hotel room. I don't agree with that response from the hotel. But the response from the customer should never involve berating somebody about it. End of the day, you're not going to win in this scenario. It definitely could be an inconvenience. It could even possibly ruin the plans you had. But putting yourself in a situation that you're berating somebody at the front desk, making yourself banned and involves the police is not the way to go about the situation.
I might start something new, or we can start something new on our show. The ruling is for the employee in this case. And the second one is clearly a Karen, in my judgment. Clearly a Karen.
Yeah, that she basically escalated to a point that was insane. She wasn't going to win the situation. I can understand where this is a big inconvenience, but what she escalated to is not going to help anything, and now she's made herself nothing but a harassment situation. It's not good.
So I think we need to start with like a 5-star ranking system, sort of like Thai food, and it's a Karen rating. I would definitely put this up with a 4-star Karen. What do you say?
That seems fair enough. This definitely feels like somebody that may have overdone it just a little bit. So, wait, 1 Karen's through 5 Karens? Oh, good.
I can see it now. We'll put in the link down below. These little Karen heads. Oh, yeah, that's a 4 Karen.
It's going to be an angry woman kind of going like this at you. Yeah.
Hey, guys, that's our 3 articles for this evening. Thoughts till we meet again. Let's remember WTHshow.com to be on our show. Click the start here or subscribe to the YouTube video. Give us a thumbs up if you liked it as well, or just do the podcast feedback since we have a YouTube channel and our podcasts are on Apple, Spotify, and Google. Links to the articles will be below. Also, from the last episode, you might want to check out pissedconsumer.com. We have no affiliation to them other than presently infatuated with their website because it's constantly scrolling in real time. And if you're if you want to look up a company, like for my case lately, it's State Farm Insurance, you can look at all of the complaints across the entire platform very easily. Last one for me, then I'll hand it to Dan. Don't hesitate to record calls with businesses. It makes for great content. And it compels us to have you on the show if you have factual video or audio for us to work with when you're on the show. Dan, any other thoughts till we meet again?
Sticking with the theme of today, people understand the service industry can be a thankless job. A lot of these people are just they're just barely making ends meet. I don't care if you've had a rotten day. Don't have the right to direct at these people. That certainly isn't going to help you. Be good to these people. You don't know how many customers just like you they've already dealt with, and you don't know how much more they can handle either. It's not right. It's not fair. Keep your issues to yourself. Take them to your hotel room, do whatever. Lay off the poor person barely making $10 an hour, please.
Perfect final statement. That's all we got for you tonight. Thank you. Have a wonderful night, and let's get to the draft. Peace.
Yes, sir. Go Patriots.
Oh.
Yes, I did. Duck it, Teddy.
All right, that's the point of when you get melody. Thank you.
Take